Hey, everybody, NFL fans. I'm Scott Spreitzer. He's Robert Ferringo. We are DocSports.com. Week 1 NFL action. Final game in Week 1, the late Monday nighter between Tennessee and Denver. First, a quick note. If you've yet to become a member at DocSports.com, just want to give it a trial run, click on that link below the video, get yourself set up, and you can use those free $60 on any of our daily packages. Anybody on the roster at DocSports.com. Another game I have a ton of interest in, obviously, is that late Monday nighter. Final game of Week 1, the Titans in Denver to battle the Broncos. The home team, Denver Broncos, laying 2.5, total 42. It's been pretty even betting for the most part against the spread. Fewer more tickets on Tennessee. They're getting, as you can see, about 53% of the tickets thus far. Listen, it's a different season. It's kind of a different look on offense, kind of, for Denver. They have been horrible as home chalk of late. But again, new season. What do you think, Robert, about this matchup between maybe a little bit overhyped Tennessee team and the Denver Broncos?
I think that it might not be a pretty game, but if we're on the right side, it'll be an effective one to cap the Monday night doubleheader. Interesting that this is a rematch from last year. And if I told you it was a 16-0 win, you would instantly think that the Titans were on the right side of that last year. That actually wasn't the case. This was actually probably the biggest game of the Titans season last year, because that 16-0 loss in Denver is what finally convinced Mike Vrabel to pull the plug on the Marcus Mariota experience and for them to go with Ryan Tannehill. They went 9-4, rumbled their way to the AFC Championship game after that. So there's a real turning point for them last year. I don't think it's going to go that smoothly for them again in their return trip to Denver, to be completely honest with you. Teams like the Titans have a real thin margin for error, okay? They're a ground and pound, physical, run the ball, play good defense type of team. And for the last 4 years, they've been on the fortunate side of the ledger, going 9-7 all 4 years. But I have to wonder if that fantastic playoff run maybe takes a little something out of them, especially heading into the season. We've talked about this before in other videos. It's awful hard to work your way up that mountaintop, get to an AFC Championship game and lose, or a Super Bowl and lose, and then come out with that same sense of urgency the next season, especially going on the road, especially going up against a Vic Fangio defense that's going to be better in year 2, and especially going up against an upstart team like Denver that really has had one of the better off seasons in the NFL this year.
Yeah, Denver's got better weaponry this year on offense than they had a year ago, and I think it'll be better put to use in 2020. As far as Tennessee, I'm with you, man. Here's the thing. I'm concerned with a drop-off this year for the Titans. First of all, they weren't incredible last year by any stretch of the imagination. The defense was nothing special. They were all about limiting mistakes by having Tannehill at quarterback and then bruising opposing defenses with the ground game. The major concern is that they cannot go up top for long periods of game time when they need to. And the fact is, Derrick Henry is one of those guys who doesn't normally get going until he's had a couple of games under his belt. So if he's not, at the peak of his game in Week 1, I think it's going to be tough for Tennessee to do what they're all about, limiting mistakes and trying not to provide opposing offenses with short field situations. I don't think that they're the right side of this particular game. I think the line is a little bit too low. It'll probably go up because, as we all know, the public tends to like to jump on favorites when it comes to Monday Night Football. But again, I think Denver in Week 1 is going to be better equipped to come away with the victory. So again, I could see a relatively low-scoring game, but Denver winning this game by a touchdown.
Yeah, we're in agreement on this one. I think one of the interesting things about this line is that we see a majority of the action, albeit a slight majority, has come in on the Titans. No surprise there, especially after the last impression people had of them was them rolling through the playoffs. However, the public's on the Titans, but the number is going the other way. This number opened with Denver -1. It's moved to 2.5. That's not a small movement. I understand it hasn't crossed those key numbers, but still, that's a lot of momentum building up on the Denver side for the Sharps. Also, this is a great matchup for Denver because how Tennessee wants to play, that physical, grinding, running game that they want to throw at Denver, that's not going to bother the Denver defense at all. They're going to be prepared for that. And one last point about Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry. We saw the greatness that they possess, okay? The reason why these guys were high draft picks and highly decorated young players, okay? But what you have to remember about both of them is that their career has been full of disappointment more than excellence, okay? Ryan Tannehill isn't going to complete over 70% of his passes again this year. there's a pretty good chance Ryan Tannehill doesn't stay healthy for all 16 games. That's why he ended up in Tennessee. Same thing with Derrick Henry. He's been just as big a disappointment as he was in his first 2 years as he has been a success, particularly last year. So it's tough to count on those two guys, and that makes it tough to count on the Titans.
Well, we're both looking in the same direction in this one. No doubt about it. And listen, folks, if you like what's being said here or you disagree with us, I'll tell you what, I think there's nothing that you can, there's certainly nothing you can disagree about the fact that Denver's probably going to go up. So my suggestion is if you like the Broncos, jump in now. If you like the Titans, you might as well wait and hope to get a couple of threes out there in more shops. I saw one shop that had Denver -3 before recording these videos, but it was a tough shop to get to. And they're one of those goofy shops that won't really take serious action. So I'll just leave it at that and won't name them. But that's going to do it for our week 1 videos. We will have week 2 videos. And if you do want to jump on board and take full advantage of a great opportunity to give Doc Sports a trial run, you click on that link below the video, get yourself set up for a free $60 account, and then use those free $60 on any of our daily packages over at DocSports.com. For Robert Ferringo, I am Scott Spreitzer. We are DocSports.com.